The global population is approximately 8.3 billion people as of early 2026, and you might be surprised to know that the total wealth of the world is overwhelmingly held by a small, wealthy elite. The top 1% holds nearly half of all total wealth. It's not just luck. There's a secret ingredient that distinguishes the exceptional from the mediocre. They mastered the rare ability to tune out the noise and dive into hard, meaningful work for hours at a time. Professor Cal Newport, an MIT-trained computer scientist, calls this deep work. But what makes it so powerful, and how can you train your brain to master the art of deep work? Cal Newport says that there are three kinds of people who will survive and prosper in the new economy. First, owners of capital or those with access to it. Second, those who can work well and creatively with intelligent machine. Third, superstars in their field of work. And honestly, the most effective path among these three is to become exceptional at what you do. You achieve true expertise in your field when you develop the ability to perform deep work with full concentration and focus. Newport explains that there are two main types of work. 1. Deep work. Professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive abilities to their limit. This kind of work creates real value, improves your skills, and is hard to replicate. 2. Shallow work, non-cognitively demanding tasks done while distracted, like checking emails, attending unnecessary meetings, or scrolling. These tasks feel busy, but don't create much long-term value. The world is becoming more distracted than ever. Removing distractions are core concepts for deep work. When you constantly shift between tasks, like replying to a message while drafting a project proposal, your brain doesn't instantly reset. A portion of your focus remains tied to the previous task, even after you return. This phenomenon is known as attention residue, weakens your ability to think clearly and deeply. Studies show that after an interruption, it can take around 20 minutes to fully concentrate again. So if you check your phone twice in an hour, that's 2/3 of your focus time lost. Thus, deep work is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. In today's economy, the people who train their minds to focus deeply and consistently will stand out. Here's why is it so effective? While neuroscientists found that when you focus intensely on a certain skill, your brain triggers a specific pathway of neurons. This process develops myelin, a fatty tissue that insulates neurons, allowing the relevant brain circuit to fire faster and more effectively. In contrast, let's say James is trying to learn code in Python while his Instagram feed open. He would be randomly distracted by notifications and not focusing on strengthening the neural circuits he actually wants to develop. It's challenging to learn a new skill quickly without intense focus. Principle 1. Choose your philosophy. Newport outlines 4 different approaches to do deep work. Your first step is finding the working plan that truly fits you. The first is the monastic approach to deep work. Completely isolate yourself to achieve a goal, cutting off distractions like a monk devoted to a single mission. For example, in the 1970s, Bill Gates isolated himself from the entire world for 8 weeks to focus intensely on writing the first version of BASIC, which later became a foundation for Microsoft. A large portion of their time is dedicated to uninterrupted, high-value cognitive work. This approach is ideal for people with significant control over their schedules, such as authors, researchers, or entrepreneurs who can afford to be out of touch. Second, the bimodal approach. Bimodal workers split their schedule between intense, monastic-style focus and normal daily tasks. It's designed for people who can't completely disconnect from the world. You can start with creating time blocks for high-value deep work while reserving the remaining time for shallow tasks. J.K. Rowling wrote the famous Harry Potter series, but trying to write at home was really a challenge. Kids running around, dogs barking, cleaners working, and even activists protesting outside her window. So, she checked into the 5-star Balmoral Hotel in downtown Edinburgh. This worked brilliantly. Not only were there no distractions, but the atmosphere was also perfectly suited to spark creativity and flow in her writing. Third is the rhythmic approach. People who use this method make deep work a daily habit by sticking to a set schedule. You can reserve specific blocks of time each day, creating a consistent, steady flow of focused work that fits naturally around their regular hours. Finally, there's the journalistic approach to deep work. In this style, people find the ways to fit deep work around their busy or unpredictable schedules. They often keep a to-do list of deep work tasks ready. This way they can dive straight into their task whenever an unexpectedly free time comes up. Principle 2. Create rituals to increase focus. Before you start your focus session, you need to perform the same small sequence every single time. It can be something simple, like making a cup of coffee, clearing your desk, putting on headphones, or something more dramatic like drawing a pentagon to summon your productive demons. When you repeat that ritual daily, your brain begins to associate it with intense focus. However, by the end of the week, the ritual becomes a trigger. The moment you complete it, your mind shifts gears automatically from the chaos of daily life into a state of high-intensity focus. Principle 3. Reduces digital distraction. In today's distracted world, the ability to perform deep work is a superpower. Social media platforms are engineered to maximize user engagement and keeps you scrolling. Instant notification, likes, and short videos to grab and hold your attention. So cut the distraction from endless scrolling, turn off all non-essential notifications, and schedule your time in chunks dedicated to deep work. Instead of constantly switching between tasks, set aside focus periods where you give your full attention to one important task. At the same time, prioritize your highest impact work. Identify the 1 or 2 tasks that truly move you forward in your studies, skills, or income, and tackle them first. When you focus on what matters most, progress becomes faster and more meaningful.